order the regular board meeting of the Darien Park District Board of Commissioners. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2015. It's 7 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Sirocco.
Here.
Commissioner Noverini.
Here.
Commissioner Marquez.
Here.
Commissioner Christensen.
Here.
President Jablonski.
Here. First item on the agenda is public comment. Would anyone like to make public comment? Please state your name.
Just want to address some stuff we saw in the minutes and about the soccer program that you guys are currently doing with Eclipse. And just kind of talk about what we're trying to work together and see what we can possibly work out. As you guys know, the Darien Youth Club is 501c3, and we take care of the baseball fields at Lakeview, Eisenhower, and Mark DeLay. This part of our program, and we see that the Park District is currently offering all-year soccer, and just asking if it's going to be a recreational or a full-time type of program, or if it's going to be I talked to Stephanie today. She said the field should be available to us, but are we going to be competing against this program, or how is it going to work on that? Is it going to be offered against our program? In the fall, I see with the times, but is it going to be a different program than we're offering?
The information is in our brochure on the spring and fall program. So all of the information is in there of what we're offering in the spring and the fall for outdoor soccer.
Is it considered a recreational program?
It's a program that's being run in conjunction with Eclipse Soccer Club, who has professionally trained instructors. People can sign up for any season that they want. They don't have to make a year commitment.
Is it going to be offered as a competing program against the DYC through the Park District, or is it just going to be an outside vendor that's offering their services for hire, not as a actual DYC, the Darien Park District, like you own them or you hire them? Are you part of their club because you hired them, or is it going to be an outside vendor?
The information is in our brochure, and we've discussed this before. It's a Darien Park District program.
Okay.
That we're offering something different to residents for soccer year-round, including outdoor and indoor, and we're using Eclipse Soccer Club to be the instructors for that program.
So it is, you guys are hiring them then? It's not a contract, but you guys are hiring the Eclipse? Because the reason I'm asking is because the way your rental program says is that if you're part of the Park District, you get first dibs as a recreation, as the DYCs after the Park District. So if the Park District is hired Eclipse has the first call to get the fields. So
The program is offered by the Darien Park District, and we have the Eclipse trainers doing the training and coaching the teams. So it's a Darien Park District program.
Okay. Also, in the minutes we found from February 23rd, there's something that was stated that we were sending people, the Darien Youth Club was sending our members to Westmont Yard. And we actually sent out our newsletter, which I have a copy of if you'd like to see, to our members and anyone that signed up for the newsletter, that we actually said to go to the Park District. And our website actually had a link to your website for the Park District to sign up. So that we did have, we did try and promote your indoor program because we found that we wanted to maintain a good relationship with the Park District.
What did we get on that?
Let's just clarify that was after we had people coming to us telling that they called DYC and they were referred to Westmont Yard for indoor soccer. That was
Right,
parents of
exactly.
participants that were
Right.
referred. So that happened after
That was after
that.
the fact.
We had,
And-
we had a problem when we initially did the agreement where you had members that you would refer. Like if I called the Park District, you're supposed to refer members. We had called and we had the same thing happen. We had 3 or 4 phone calls that we placed and talked to Stephanie about that they were referring, they said they didn't know anything. They knew that they actually referred us to the Sportsplex. And the Sportsplex employees didn't know either. And we were supposed to be referred to our website for the outdoor program of fall last year, and that wasn't happening. So we had one phone call, and that person called and asked about it, and they said that the Darien Park District was offering a program, and that also Westmont Yard offered it. That was the only phone call that was ever made.
Well, actually, not, because I was made aware of several phone calls,
By,
I emailed Joe Wassler to that effect, and he contacted the woman, and that was, at
Yeah, it was
that
one
time,
phone
it was
call.
taken care of.
right.
It
one
wasn't
phone
just
call, right.
one phone call.
Yeah, actually,
Actually, it wasn't just
well,
one
I
phone
have
call.
the newsletter if you want a copy that we sent
Oh, no,
people to.
we don't,
and
that's
it's-
fine.
Huh?
We understand,
No, I'm just saying.
we've seen the newsletter,
Mhm.
we've seen the website, and after some hiccups at the beginning,
Right, sure. We had one
Everything
hiccup
was
that we
fine.
did that, and we fixed it, and just like you guys had the hiccup, and
Right.
you fixed that for us after
Right.
several calls. So I just wanted to know on the record, we stuck to the agreement. We referred people to, because we wanted to have a good relationship with the Park District, and you wanted to hire, I don't know if it was a hire, or it was a contract with the Eclipse to run your indoor program.
But in addition, that discussion at the committee meeting also referred to the fact that the previous season, DYC did refer all participants to the Westmont Yard for indoor soccer. They essentially gave everyone to the Westmont Yard to sign up for the soccer program. So that was referenced at the committee meeting, that was the discussion. What, these specific phone calls, as well as the fact that DYC did send everyone to Westmont Yard, and presumably many are continuing at Westmont Yard after going there for a season.
We actually, that is not how that transpired. We brought the teams, they signed up through our website, and we paid a fee to go to the Westmont Yards. They were still done through the Darien Youth Club, and our teams were brought to the Westmont Yard to do it inside the yard, but we didn't refer anybody to the yard. It was our teams that we just paid the money to do it over there. So I just, wanted to clarify that. And also that, sorry. I'm nervous up here because I'm not looking to, I don't normally speak in front of the camera like this, and I just want you guys to know that we're just trying to do, what we're doing is just trying to get a good sports program for the kids in Darien. That's all we're trying to do. And our outdoor soccer program helps us pay for that. We are losing money on baseball because it costs a lot of money to maintain the fields and the amount of participants that we have. We're trying to improve the fields. We spend a lot of money on improving the fields. We don't feel we should just walk away from, we could just use Park District fields, but we don't feel we should just walk away from those school fields and let them go into disarray, because the girls softball use them at Cass Junior High, Lakeview Junior High, and Eisner Junior High. They're all girls softballs use those fields, and we think that we should just maintain those, and it should be part of our program, part of the community is what we try and do. And we feel that it's a possibility that having your outdoor program will hurt our outdoor program and the overall health of the club. We've done surveys in trying to make our soccer better. We had a real good return this year. We had 92% of the kids enjoyed playing soccer at the DYC this year. And then we see the Eclipse thing where we've explained to you guys several times that not having outdoor revenue will hurt us as an overall club. And that's an issue. We're trying to see where we're going from now and what we should do. If the Park District wants soccer, then fine, we're not going to compete against the Park District. We don't want to do that. If you guys want the
So
soccer program.
your baseball, are you saying you're losing money signing, really?
Oh, yeah, I can
You're
give
not
you the-
cash, you don't have a budget, and
We have a budget, but we go
what's your losses on that?
about 15,000.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't,
Well, if you figure how much does it cost to maintain, how much does the Park District spend on maintaining their fields?
well, I'm
And
just, when I worked when I was with DYC, I just thought like baseball had their own budget, basketball, and all of a sudden, you guys are losing money?
Not all of a sudden. If you actually look at the record, it's been going on for about 10, 15 years, and the numbers have been going down. I can show you. I'm more than willing to give you the financial statements. We actually sent out in our
I don't
newsletter.
recall it when we were doing it, we never had.
You had a lot
taken
more
Well,
money
members.
the
from soccer for
the
baseball.
participation's down. The numbers
Huge.
are down.
Okay.
That's
We're the only
why.
game in town. You could spend $30,000 on an outside company coming and fixing up all the fields. But if you had 1,000 kids, we don't have 1,000 kids. We're a recreational program. We have the travel teams that we're competing against. We have other towns that are doing a great job. The other towns are doing very well. Woodridge is has a great program. Downers Grove has a great program. And we're looking to be a better program. We have really good volunteers. That's all we are, is volunteers.
Oh, I know.
I don't make any money off of it. We're just trying to make it better and try and compete. Okay. And that's all we're trying to do, is see if we can have collaborative effort that we're trying to get with the Park District. And seeing what we can do to make the baseball program. We could, like I said, walk away from those fields, but we don't think that's the right thing for the community because they go into disarray. We've tried cutting costs. We're not using the Eisenhower and the Lakeview fields. We're still maintaining them for them, but we stopped using them. We don't have the girls softball to do it right now. We're going over to Cass, but they had an outside company come in and do it, and it was not a good job, and that's bad for the girls that are be playing there or in the junior high. And those are residents of Darien. Those are, Darien kids. And we're just trying to see if you guys are looking to take over those programs. If it's something that you want soccer, okay, we're not going to compete, because right now we're going to be competing. It is a recreational program according to your minutes. You said it's a rec program. That's what the minutes say, and that's why
The
we're trying to
programs are
see.
going to run concurrently. The program that the Park District is offering is using the professional trainers from the
What
Eclipse
about
Soccer Club.
indoor? Are we able to use the indoor? Are we going to be able to play indoor if we want to play indoor this coming winter?
You can certainly come and talk to us about field time availability. But you guys left 2 years ago,
Right, and we went over why we left, right?
we understand, but
Right.
you
We're
haven't had, DYC has not had their own indoor soccer program for the last 2 years.
Mhm.
2 years ago, as you said, you formed your teams and then entered the rec league over at Westmont Yard.
Right.
But last year, some kids came over and played at the program over at the Sportsplex, and I'm sure some went back to the yard. It's parents' choice,
Sure.
so.
Right, and that's why that's why I'm trying to offer our choice too. Because we're hiring Mike Wiggins, I don't know if you're familiar with him, he's a coach for Hinsdale Central, a great guy, we're using him for training. We're trying to make our program better, but again, I get back to I don't want to make it where, because we're getting complaints like it's too young kids playing against older kids, and to dissipate the numbers and not have a good, strong program for the children is really ultimately what will hurt. I don't want, like there to be two teams, one team playing against each other every week, and that really is not a lot of fun. We want to make it still a fun, involved thing so the kids go to the next level and have a wholesome activity. Have 4 teams is where, if it keeps getting dissipated, we don't see it being the amount of teams that can be playing against each other. We try to work with other towns too, but they have different programs, it's hard to do.
Mhm.
So we're trying to see, if there's only, we had 350 kids in outdoor soccer, and if another program comes in and takes half of those, what kind of teams are we gonna have? Or if it takes a third of those, a quarter of them, what kind of, program are we gonna have?
Wasn't the agreement with the indoor soccer that the Sportsplex was gonna run indoor soccer?
With us, that's fine if we can we would actually, we wanted, when we initially met, my suggestion was to say, we'll take everything we get for indoor, we have the other people register, we'll give you all that money, we'll pay for uniforms, we'll pay for referees, and we'll give you every dollar we get out of registration.
No,
I'm-
wait.
I'm
But
not
that's not
understanding
what
something.
we agreed on
Yes.
last winter, this past season.
What's that?
That, what you just described was not
Oh, that was
what,
initial meeting, I'm sorry, you're asking what
no,
you,
but last year,
Okay.
what ran in the Sportsplex this past winter.
Right.
Indoor soccer, that was agreed upon between the Park District and DYC, that the Park District was gonna run the indoor soccer
that year,
program.
yes. That was actually even in your minutes here, says, Ray Jablonski says it was a year-to-year agreement and would be addressed every year. So you guys would not, and same thing with the outdoor. You guys would not run outdoor, and we would run outdoor that year. And now it's a new year, and you guys are running your own program for outdoor, and we're looking to run our own program for indoor. So we're just seeing if that's a possibility. You say if it's available time, then, that's great. Then if you have available time, then we can rent out the time and have our own program at the Sportsplex, if that's a possibility.
Except that the reason that you left Sportsplex was because you said you were losing so much money on indoor soccer. So what changed on that?
We would reduce the hours. We wouldn't do, you asked in August or June, I think it was. I'm sorry.
I
You
think
a-
it's,
you would
there's
ask
not
us,
gonna be.
like, okay, this Eclipse program, when do they give you their hours? They able to give you back hours if they don't use them, right?
Eclipse used, as you asked today in your email, again, that Eclipse used all of their hours and paid their contracted amount, which was $133,000 from their contract.
And they didn't turn back any hours.
No, Eclipse paid their full contract amount, as I stated earlier today.
Okay, but the thing is with us, we did not get that opportunity to give back hours, which is in their contract what they can do if they don't use them. We didn't have that opportunity. We didn't have
David,
the opportunity to give back
David.
hours, that's all.
David, we've been through this before.
Mhm.
For several years, DYC waited till the last minute to sign the contract because you guys had volunteer issues or whatever it was. There were times when DYC had their parent coaches playing on the field during time because you didn't have enough kids. Now, in the past, the Park District has always been open to discussing additional time that would not be used by DYC. But since everything was done late, for whatever reason, the dialogue never occurred. The Park District would not have been opposed to having a discussion about taking 5:30 to 6:30 back every day because you guys didn't use it one year. We could have always reached out to some of the
That
other.
was before my time, I can't address that.
Right.
I don't know.
It
what
was
to tell you,
after
man.
my time. It was
Yeah.
after Rob's
I
time.
don't know what
It
to tell
was
you.
before your
I
time.
know, but when I took over, I saw the $24,000 we were losing. We
Right.
came to the Park District, we asked for options, and we told them, and Joe met with, and said that, you know, hey, the same person you talked about, Joe Wasser, suggested we go to the Westmont Yard if we can't get the reduced. And I think that's a prudent thing, as you guys are prudent with your money.
Right. It was a business decision.
Right.
Would it have been
And-
better to inform us when you guys made that decision instead of waiting 6 weeks and leaving us hanging for $36,000 worth of contract time?
We didn't wait that long, but yeah, we should have informed you earlier when we made the decision.
Okay.
We made it within, actually, the initial meeting, we kind of told you guys that this was one of the things we were looking at. And it
Right.
wasn't, you know, and we had talked to.
But as
about-
we had
and I-
done-
And the last thing was
Right.
we needed $25 an hour reduction. If you could do that for us, we could stay. And yes, earlier would have been better, but some of the communication, like right now with this program, we didn't even know it was coming. We found out about it the minute in the brochure like everyone else. And, you know, the communication level's there, but like I said, before my time, I couldn't tell you. With but the amount of money that we were losing, we're just, again, I'm just looking to, like you said, it's a business decision. I'm just looking to see what we're doing from here now and what we can do. What
I
can we
un-
do as a club
I understand.
to try and make youth sports better for the kids?
Mhm.
I have no other agenda.
Well, as we
Nothing else we're
discussed
looking
at the
for.
committee meeting, the only reason the Park District started a youth soccer program was because DYC left us with a $36,000 hole at the last minute in a building that does not receive tax dollars and has to receive revenue to pay its bills. The only reason. When we started the indoor soccer program, we've determined that it makes sense to keep the same instructors and the same type of program year-round. It's a choice. People can choose to sign up through us for that type of program. They can choose to sign up with DYC. We're offering something that the community wants so that we can have indoor soccer and have soccer year-round. And that's a
Stephanie,
choice
you also said
in
that
addition
you didn't
to.
need our money. You didn't need us. You always told us that we could find other people, and it was in August. We didn't do it in October or November. It was in
That is
August.
absolute last minute for Fieldhouse sales, and we had been
You
asking
always had
for
told-
months.
Just
So
like you
it's,
said, what changed? Because you always told us that we had people waiting, beating down the door
Right.
for our times. That
And-
there was a
and
ton of people
David, you know,
available.
we have an email trail, which we asked and asked and asked, that said, if you're not gonna use the time, we need to know now. If you're not gonna use the
When you
time,
told us to do
and
that,
you,
we
in your
met that
minutes, you
time.
went to the Westmont
The
Yard
date
and
that
made
you
that
told us
decision,
we
and it
needed
was,
to do-
it was 6 weeks later
Stephanie,
after
we do
that
have an
fact.
email trail on the date that we did,
I
that
think
you
that
told us to let us, you know,
we're done.
we didn't. And you said, okay, we're taking this as a no, you don't need the time. The date you told us, the drop dead date was this day. We didn't tell you, and you went with somebody else. And you said, fine, we're considering this a no. And it was in August. But again, we are just trying to go forward.
Right.
And trying to, I'm not
I-
trying
I-
to, you know, I'm trying to say is that what do you want us to do?
Our concern on the indoor soccer is even if there was field time available at the times that you could use, that it would still be a losing proposition for DYC.
Well, that's up to us as a club to do, though, not, I mean.
That's
it-
true.
Before, you guys didn't have that concern,
That's true.
but if the hours are available, are we saying that we are not able to do, or we are able to do the indoor?
Well, I don't believe there's hours available aside from,
So if we go in there on a Saturday night, there's people that are playing.
I don't have the schedule in front of
Whether
me.
you
But
said there's no
nothing
hours,
has
you wouldn't know
changed.
the schedule.
Nothing has changed as far as reducing
Right.
the rate or anything like that,
No,
and
I know.
nothing has changed as far as the Park
We have
District
also
continuing
different
to offer
commissioners
a soccer
involved and
program.
different type of prices we can offer and different type of times that we can offer, because we've learned that smaller programs like the 3-on-3, we can put more on a field. It's changed with the type of coaching that we're using and the type of programs like you guys are marrying with that, because we follow the youth soccer organization's recommendations and put more kids on the field and it can make it more profitable for us. So, but ultimately you're telling us, no, there's not
The Park
availability.
District is going to be offering indoor soccer in the future at Sportsplex.
That's great.
If there was time available, if we would allow a similar program in the building, that would be for this board to decide at that time. But at this point, the Park District is going to continue offering indoor soccer, as we did this past year and as we had to do after we had the open time at the building.
Okay. So we don't know if we're allowing us to do it yet, you're saying? What, do you know when you would have an answer, or because you're saying it's?
Here, David,
Mhm.
you can check with the Sportsplex to see what time would be available that hasn't already been contracted for, and see if
And then this board would have to decide if we want to allow a competing program in the facility.
right. Because then we would have to,
So it
we
is
would go,
considered a
we
competing
would
program.
start the process of putting a contract
But
together.
you're, right, but it's, okay, so it would be a Park District program we would compete against, okay? Because I see that's what your policy says, is that second dibs go to the non-Park District program, but the competing I did not read. Okay, thank you for your time.
Open the public hearing.
Next item on the agenda is the public hearing for the 2015-16 budget and appropriations ordinance. Can I have a motion to open the hearing?
So moved.
I'll second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Christensen,
Aye.
Commissioner Sirocco,
Aye.
Commissioner Noverini,
Aye.
Commissioner Marquez,
Aye.
President Jablonski.
Aye.
All right, before allowing any public comment on the budget, I just want to give a few highlights. The budget was discussed in more detail at the February 23rd committee meeting. Notice of this public hearing tonight was given in the April 3rd Suburban Life. The district is anticipating receiving $2,755,373 in tax dollars in 2015-16. This is a 0.61% increase from the current year. In the corporate fund, the district is budgeting a 2% increase in revenues and expenditures. In the recreation fund, the district is budgeting a 3% increase in revenues and expenditures, mostly due to the increases in preschool and other recreation programs. Both the corporate and recreation fund budgets are balanced. In addition to paying down outstanding debt, the district is anticipating spending approximately $286,000 on capital projects next year, plus $150,000 for the payment on the purchase of Fairview School. The Sportsplex budget has revenue about 5% higher than last year, and expenses are about 2% higher. The biggest increases are in youth hockey and field house revenues. The Sportsplex budget shows a large capital purchase for new turf in the field house during the fiscal year. The Sportsplex budget includes paying $781,458 of principal and $360,425 of interest on outstanding debt.
Is there any public comment on the budget hearing? Are there any questions from the commissioners?
No.
Can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion. I'll second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Marquez,
Aye.
Commissioner Sirocco,
Aye.
Commissioner Noverini,
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen.
Aye.
President Jablonski.
Aye.
The budget and appropriations ordinance is on display, and it will then be on the consent agenda for the May 11th board meeting for approval.
Next item on the agenda is communications.
You all received the letter from the Darien Youth Club, as David spoke about tonight. And as well, we received communication about the porta potties not being out in the parks as it got nice in March, and we informed the residents that we don't put those out until the beginning of April, and we can't open the bathrooms until the weather is definitely nicer, so we don't have any pipes bursting or anything. So that's all been taking place during the month of April.
Okay, any other communications? Move on to officers' reports. President has no report. Vice President?
No report.
Secretary?
No report.
Move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, as of March 31st, 2015, our corporate account has a balance of $1,129,932. Our recreation account has a balance of $1,606,499. Interest account has a balance of $1,000. Sportsplex revenue account has a balance of $473,299. Our 2014 general obligation bond account has $14,719, and our 2015 general obligation bond account has a balance of $558,955.
Can I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report from March 31st, 2015 as read?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments for Kathy? Not, can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Noverini.
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen.
Aye.
Commissioner Siracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Marquez.
Aye.
President Jablonski.
Aye. Next item is the attorney's report. Thank you. Move on to staff reports. Executive Director C-SPAR.
Yes, our next regular meeting is scheduled for Monday, May 11th here at City Hall. We currently have a committee meeting scheduled for April 27th. However, we'll determine if we're going to continue to have that meeting, and information will be on our website if we have a committee meeting or not.
If we do, I will not be able to attend.
Okay. As we discussed last month, everyone that needed to filed their statement of economic interest. So thank you, everybody, for that. The fences have been removed at the parking lot, and they're starting to clear the brush away, and hopefully we'll get started soon. There's been some delays due to weather and the Julie locate. So we're hoping with the weather, no rain coming, that they will be able to finish the project soon. They do have to do a significant amount of grading out there, so it's going to have to be pretty dry, but at least if we can get parts of the project done. So hopefully within the next month or so, that will be 100% complete, and all the landscaping will be in. On tonight's agenda under new business are the 2 contracts with Eclipse, as we discussed at the February 27th committee meeting. Nothing substantial. We were just waiting on attorney review and the details on those.
It's actually February 23rd.
Sorry, 23rd committee meeting. Those contracts are both for 3 years for the field house as well as for the league, as previously discussed.
Any questions for Stephanie? Thank you. Move on to Assistant Director.
We started issuing picnic permits on April 1st for residents, and we will start issuing picnic permits for non-residents on April 15th. Our spring-summer brochure has been mailed to all Darien residents. If you did not receive one, we would encourage you to stop by and pick one up. Copies are also available here at City Hall and at the Sportsplex. We began our registration for our residents on April 10th and for our non-residents on, for our residents on April 8th and our non-residents on April 10th. Registration is currently underway for fall preschool. There will be an open house this Wednesday, April 15th, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. This summer, we will be offering 4 summer camps for ages 2 through 13. Information on all the camps, including the trip locations, is on our website. On Tuesday, April 28th, we're going to try our luck at Four Winds Casino in New Buffalo, Michigan. For $35 for residents or $40 for non-residents, you'll receive $15 in instant credit slot play, plus a $10 food coupon, good in any of their many restaurants. Our softball leagues will begin the first week in May. Openings are still available in all the leagues. Registration is underway for our sand volleyball leagues as well. Thursdays will be our 30 and over co-rec league, and the games will start May 14th. May 15th is the deadline to register for this year's adult co-rec golf league. This 12-week league plays 9 holes every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. at Green Meadows Golf Course. Singles, couples, and foursomes are welcome to sign up. Once again, we have partnered with the Darien Swim Club, the Woodridge Park District Cypress Cove, and the Clarendon Hills Park District Lions Pool to enable Darien Park District residents to purchase pool passes at a greatly reduced rate. Anyone interested must first stop by our community center to show proof of residency and receive a confirmation letter from us before purchasing your pool pass. More information can also be found on this program on our website. And last, our next market day pickup is Thursday, April 23rd. All online orders are due by 11 p.m. this coming Saturday, April 18th.
Any questions for Chris? Thank you. Move on to Superintendent of Finance.
I just wanted to mention that I have scheduled our annual audit to take place the week of July 20th, and Canuti and Associates will again be performing the audit this year. And that's all I have. I can answer any other questions about my report.
I only have one question, and it's regarding tax revenues. Do we get anything from the county? Because if you're a senior, low income, there's a program available whereby you can defer the payment on your real estate taxes until you sell the property. Do we get any feedback from the county as far as anybody or how many people? I mean, it would, in essence, become an account receivable over time.
Yeah, I can look at the documents that they send us with the tax levy. There might be something on there, because, you know, it lists the new construction,
Yeah.
it lists like all those factors. I
It's
will take a
probably
look at that
very,
and
very
see.
rare cases, but that
Right,
might
but it could
account
be
for
a
the
s-
99.91%.
Correct, and those could be just non-payments of taxes, or, you know, and sometimes we do get those late, you know, payments,
Right.
you know, a year later or something, but that's interesting. I
Okay.
will look at that.
And we do receive an additional, which we have budgeted under personal property tax from the state of Illinois, so we do have additional monies that come in that's not included in this number. This is just
Okay.
real estate tax.
Anything else for Della? Thank you. Superintendent of Parks.
We've completed the installation of the final 10 security cameras at the community center. As Stephanie mentioned, all the portable bathrooms are now in place. The water will be turned on at all the parks by Monday. The staff will begin mowing as of next week, and all the refuse containers are in place at all the parks currently.
Right. Any questions? Thank you.
Do you have a lot of summer staff coming back, or?
There's 8 coming back, and I'm hiring 2 more. So
That's not bad.
That's good. Okay. Sportsplex General Manager.
Spring Hockey League, another great turnout. We actually ended up with 38 teams. It's another good turnout. We have some ideas again going into next year for how to actually improve that, get some better seating and things like that. And then we're continuing improvements at the Sportsplex, cleaning things up, painting, trying to do some things to make it easier to keep the building cleaner and more presentable to the participants that come in.
In addition, so Jordan's, as you mentioned, getting quotes on turf, so we're going to be putting those out to bid, and hopefully we'll have the bids out and back in time for the May board meeting, so we can get that approved, so we can get that ordered, and we're looking to install when?
Second or third week of September.
So just so we can get the process moving, so we don't have any delay.
Because if we do, if we're gonna do the demolition, most likely.
It's kind of a short time frame between things we have in there and when we want it out, so we want to make sure we get it ordered and have that done, so we can work on the install date, and we're not pushing it too close to indoor soccer season.
Is the home show there, or is it last weekend?
It was this past weekend. That same group does a pet show that second weekend in September, so the turf will pretty much be right after that.
Good call.
Very good.
We've got to get the turf out.
Yeah.
I talked to them that we may be able to take they may be on concrete. I already talked to them this
And that would
weekend that.
be-
Might be better.
That would
Yeah,
be, so
not
we
the
could
new
start
turf.
earlier,
Yeah.
if we could do it that way, so.
So if you take it out, it saves us money then, or, yeah, okay.
The last time we did turf, the parks staff, Mike basically took it out himself. So I mean, it's 2 days worth of,
Pulling it out, got it.
yeah.
Wear gloves.
Anything else for Jordan? All right, move on to Director of Parks and Facilities.
Blake and I had an opportunity to meet with our Paderma rep several weeks ago. He just wanted to touch base with us, with Bob retiring, Blake coming on board. Della had already spoken with Jess to just kind of get everybody on the same page. He addressed with us kind of what Paderma's plan is with the loss control review. In the past, they were on a 3-year cycle. If you were accredited, they're going to 4 years now, so our next review will be in 2016. different departments will be over the course of, over the course of the year, and basically I think the review should wrap up in like November. So, currently Jordan, Blake, and I have looked at some of the checklists and other things that we're using that they're gonna revamp a little bit, so it makes a little bit more sense for us. We also walked the building a little bit with Jess, and Blake and I picked his brain on a couple of things that we want to address in the building, but we want to make sure we're doing them right, correctly, the way Paderma wants us to. So, good meeting with him. We'll continue to reach out to Paderma and Jess when we've got questions like that. I know Bob did a good job of that, and I can answer any other questions.
Any questions for Matt? Thank you, Matt. We have no unfinished business, so next we'll move on to public comment for the consent agenda. And this evening, the consent agenda is the approval of the last regular meeting minutes on March 9th, 2015, and the approval of our warrants or payment of our bills. Can I have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussions? Can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Marquez.
Aye.
Commissioner Siracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Noverini.
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen.
Aye.
President Jablonski.
Aye. Next item is new business. Item A under new business is resolution number 2014-15-21, a resolution approving an agreement for use of Darien Park District Sportsplex facility with the Clips Select Soccer Club, Super Rec League. Item B is resolution number 2014-15-22, a resolution approving an agreement for use of Darien Park District Sportsplex facility with the Clips Select Soccer Club Field House. Can I have a motion to approve the items on the new business portion of the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussions? Can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Noverini.
Aye.
Commissioner Siracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Marquez.
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen.
Aye.
President Jablonski.
Aye. Last item on the agenda is adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Siracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen.
Aye.
Commissioner Noverini.
Aye.
Commissioner Marquez.
Aye.
President Jablonski.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.